I apologize to my subscribers for not posting any videos recently. Honestly, I haven't had much worthwhile to say, and I dislike the idea of throwing up content just because a little time has passed. I dislike it almost as much as I dislike voices narrated by AI and content created by ChatGTP. You can always tell. And I know how tedious it is to watch videos where it's obvious that the only reason they've been created is to keep those YouTube dollars flowing. Since I might be able to fill the gas tank on one of my bikes each month, courtesy of YouTube, that's not really a problem for me. Although I very much appreciate the time you spend viewing my stuff. I appreciate it almost as much as when you take the plunge and buy some of my books. Most of the video you're watching was from a short ride on my Moto Guzzi Quota to run up to Westport to buy some bread and milk. Most of the grocery stores were closed for the holiday Monday, and being a person who never really thinks ahead, inevitably we'd run out. I suppose I could have gone to the closest gas station store, but where's the fun in that? It was far more entertaining to extend the ride and add a little bit of gravel riding into the mix. As you can see, there's still a little colour in the trees, although many have lost their leaves already. It's been a dry year, so many of the trees have protected themselves by shedding their leaves early. I was hoping for one of those knockout years, when the colours are truly stunning, but it was not to be. Perhaps next year. Still, it's hard to complain when the weather is mild, the trees still have some colour, and the world looks fresh and beautiful. A couple of weeks ago I rode up to Northern Ontario on my Suzuki Bergman to see how the leaves were progressing up there. The answer? Not very spectacular, but that didn't stop me having a wonderful 3-day ride. This ride was on the backcountry loop through Elliott Lake and around to Ironbridge along the lovely Little White River. It's a road I've ridden many times before, and it always pleases, whether the leaves are stunning or not. But back to today and the magnificent Quota. If you've watched some of my other videos, you'll remember that this bike was brought back to life after sitting in pieces for quite a while. With new suspension and a well-sorted engine and gearbox, it's now a delight to ride. It's a big bike and could be a handful if the going got tricky, but on a road like this it is absolutely in its element. It's comfortable and confidence-inspiring and has tons of torque. You can slow almost to walking pace, then tractor out in third gear without the bike showing the slightest hesitation or discomfort. So for those of you who like to pretend you're in the saddle, I'll just let this footage run for a couple of minutes. Personally, I find such footage mesmerizing. But if you don't, you can probably find the next button. All good things eventually end. The gravel gave way to paving, and I had to endure this busy highway along the side of Canoe Lake. I'm joking, of course. It's a short but lovely stretch of road, and even on a holiday Monday wasn't too burdened with traffic. By the way, I've deliberately kept the sound volume low. If I raise it to hear the engine more clearly, the wind blast starts to intrude. Leaving the Canoe Lake Road, I joined the Westport Road heading towards Wolf Lake. This too is a lovely short stretch, with the road closely following the shore of the lake. In the winter, these corners can be a little tricky, as the road's surface tends to get slushy. But at this time of year, it's a delight. Before long, I was riding through Westport, heading for the gas station which I knew would be open. "12 litres of fuel, 2 litres of milk and a loaf of bread later, and my task was done." The white industrial pulp I bought, which was the only stuff masquerading as bread, barely even counts as food, but it would do for toast in a pinch. All my motorcycle travel books are available on Amazon and Audible. Just search for Nick Adams Motorcycle. Thanks for watching.